Also in Prince William County, Virginia, there was a high profile, very large data center on roughly 1,000 plus acres next to the Manassas battlefield. It's been trying to start construction, get site plan approval for the last couple of years, and it's been a contentious fight. Literally, within the last couple of weeks, a judge ruled that it's not going to be able to come forward. So that's being appealed, but that's what some of these data centers are running into. And in addition to that, we're seeing, just given some of the challenges that come along with data center development, we're seeing different jurisdictions actually enact special, not in all cases, but in some cases, they're enacting special zoning designations for these data centers. And even where they're not bringing forth like a special zoning, they actually are pretty much making almost every data center across the country have like a special exception. So it might be allowed in existing zoning designation, but they're having a special exception applied to them so they can look at all the different factors that are involved in terms of the noise, the power, and other considerations. So before I move on, talk about a couple other items. Brian, any thoughts on zoning, land constraints?
Well, there was a recent committee in Frederick County that went to attempt to say that no more than 1% of Frederick County can be in data centers. But from what we understand now, that even process has been tabled. While it doesn't inhibit the existing data centers from being developed, the power infrastructure, is the big thing. It's just the way it is.
Right. Charles?
There's a movement out there that wants to get things done, big things done in society, but the challenge is always that you've got local, county, state, federal regulations, and it just completely stops everything. They talk about that with high-speed rail in California. You can't get anything done, but there's a big movement out on the liberal side of the aisle to try to find ways to, not knock out regulation, but work within it so that you're not stopped completely and running up costs on these big projects. And I'm hoping we can make that happen because these data centers are important. And I think it's a great boon to the region. It'll be a great boon for employment.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So with that, I think we're going to just wrap it up on that topic. Just a few big takeaways. Number one, we really are at the front end of the data center boom. And as I mentioned earlier, even though we've got 33 million square feet in the pipeline for 2025, that's just going to continue to expand exponentially. And while it is going to grow and expand, we have challenges that are slowing the delivery of product to the market. So it's going to continue to be a challenge, but there's a lot of different folks, a lot of money invested in this sector, that are trying to work expeditiously to resolve these issues. And just from a sort of a layperson's perspective, from an investment perspective, if you're not a real estate developer playing in the data center sector, there are a lot of REITs that focus, or at least a few REITs, half dozen REITs that focus strictly on the data center development sector. So real estate investment trusts, you've got Digital Realty Trust, you have Equinix is another one, also American Towers as well. So it's a sector that we're going to continue to watch and follow and update you on, and provide you with any opportunities and advancements there. So as always, we appreciate you joining us for our monthly podcast. We're active throughout the Washington, D.C. market, an extended Washington metropolitan area, same with the Denver metropolitan market. So here's our contact information. If we can be of help to you, please reach out to us.